it's Kirsten Liebelt. It's Wednesday. How are you guys doing today? It's good to see you. It's really good to see you. Okay, so here we are Wednesday. Every day, if you do not know this, we go live at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, and we talk about insulin resistance. I touched my mic. See, you should say, Kirsten, stop touching your mic. That's what you should say. Okay. Like, I don't know. How long does it have to take? Okay. It's been like over 2 years, you guys. Okay. So we do this live Monday through Friday, and we talk about insulin resistance. Today, I'm going to bring magnesium into the conversation as a trace mineral, and you're going to find out the connection as to why I'm doing it today specifically in just a moment. So we're going to talk about that, and then, so this is exactly what we're doing today. We're going to talk about magnesium and the trace mineral connection that I want you guys to get today. And then when we're done with that, I will go over the total body reset for you. So if you are somebody who like watches my content, but you have not yet tried the total body reset, I'll explain it. But always consider hanging out while I'm live, because as a new customer, I have a free gift for you. But we'll get to that in just a little while. Good morning, Marilyn. I know, hands off the mic. I know, I don't know why I do that, because it's over here, because I've been working on stuff. Like I was taking my supplements and doing my things. And then when I go live, I'm like, I need to pull it closer. And the second I touch it, man, I'm telling you, Lucinda, good morning. It's so good to have you on the live today. I haven't seen your beautiful name pop up for a little while. So that's fantastic. All right. Today in the group, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. It's day 3 of our 5-day challenge. You see, we have Geraldine. Good to see you. I actually have Terry. Thank you for your note this morning. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. Yeah, I just appreciate you. Anyway, I basically, in the 5-day challenge, today is day 3, and we're doing the pantry and refrigerator tour. It's mine. It's my pantry and refrigerator. Really exciting. Actually, I have groceries today, so like, get excited. But the whole thing that I am doing for y'all is I'm recreating my own universe so that you can duplicate what I did. A success principle in life is find somebody who has what you want and then copy them. And then you potentially get the exact same results that they got by doing what they did. Okay, so I basically, as a 50-year-old female, I'm 61 now. But when I was 50 years old, I was a 2X in size. And that was a bigger deal maybe than normal, because my dad had already died of type 2 diabetes. And so my whole life was just wrapped around the type 2 diabetes conversation. He was diagnosed literally like when I was born, right around that age. And so I never knew any different than that. And I'm Italian, and there's tons of obesity and type 2 in my family. So my before picture, in fact, well, hold on, I can show that later. But here is my before picture. I was a 2X in size, okay, when I was right around 50 years old. And pre-diabetic by diagnosis. Really wondering if I had what it took to fix this, to change my course, unlike my dad in his 50s, because he died at 63. And to be really honest, that was the wrong question. The right question was, will I be able to get the actual facts as to how my body functions so that I can help it? That should have been the question, but of course, there's no way I would have thought that way, because I was just a sugar addict. I mean, I was very connected to food, total sugar addict, etc. So that's where I was. And then now I am the only person in my immediate family to have avoided type 2 diabetes. I am 61 years old. I'm not on any meds. And basically, learning what I learned changed my life forever. It's kind of like a code. I got the code. I got the key. And I will say that is quite amazing, to be really honest. So this is what I share with you. And again, let's go back to the success principle. Find somebody who has what you want, copy them so that you can have it too. And I've lost 3 sizes in my 50s and I've kept them off. And that's the first time in my entire life. So if you're in your 40s, it's not too late. If you're in your 50s, it's not too late. I have women in their 70s. Age is not the conversation. Insulin resistance, insulin is a hormone. This is a hormonal, Ashley, good to see you. Good to see you. It's a hormonal conversation. And so insulin is a hormone and it's a cellular conversation because your cells have closed the door. Okay, so this is why we talk about this every day. So the train tracks that I've laid down for you guys so you can copy me and you can just like cheat is that every day, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m., I have this, which like, I don't know, girls, do we want to call this group coaching? Maybe this is group coaching. And then inside of the group, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women, once a month, we have a 5-day challenge that is free. And you get to then partake in that. And then I talk to you about the Total Body Reset, which is a 90-day, you do 90-day rounds with the Total Body Reset. And it all comes together like a Rubik's Cube. And then you have somebody like Terry who is on today. And I'm actually going to read you what Terry said. And then we're going to jump into magnesium, okay? Because Terry sent me this morning. You have to understand that Terry chose intention. She started actually, this is why she texted me today. I'm just going to read it. You'll get it. Good morning, Kirsten. Happy Marchversary to me. It's now been 2 years since I began to work on my insulin resistance and turning my health around. I've learned so much and I can never thank you enough for the support and information and other success tools I've received through your content. Just like everyone else, life has handed me some obstacles along the way. I don't walk this journey perfectly and continue to assess what my body needs. But at 63, I know I have the keys and confidence to keep going. Thank you again for all you do to help others find their health again. Much love to you. So you have to understand, she also now feels like she has the keys. So what's the biggest story about Terry? Terry lost 50 pounds at 62. She's kept it off for over a year and she got off of a fibromed. Who wants to have transformation? Because you're finally understanding your engine. Okay, so we're going to dive in today. Good morning, Angel. You started your journaling and you keep the log with you. Way to go, Angel. I'm really proud of you. Way to go. Patty, good morning. You requested, oh, hold on. I'm going to go back, Angel. I apologize. So good morning, Jackie. Good morning, Marla. Thankful to be here with you all, she says. Angel, good morning. I actually made it close to on time. Are you still doing the special if you get the restart bundle while you are live? Yes, I am, Angel. Yes, I am. Thanks for asking. So when you're a new customer, and again, I will explain the Total Body Reset. I'm not trying to put it off. I just want to get to content for you guys. I want to give you value. But while I'm live, if you are a brand new customer that grabs the Total Body Reset, or excuse me, or you are already a customer of mine and you've just never purchased it. You've purchased maybe some other things, but you want to start your journey. Like, don't do it just to do it. Do it because you want to start your journey, right? But I will send you a free bottle of the Glucose Health, and I'll explain that a little later, but it's going out of stock and I want to give you backup. That's why I'm doing it. I'll explain that later. Yes, Angel, just make sure you're a registered customer, okay? Because you don't want to lose out on all of the perks and the unlocking of free shipping and free money. There you go. And you requested to join the insulin resistant group. Yay. I'll see you there today and we'll do the pantry and the refrigerator tour. Okay. I'll see you there. So there you go. All right. Am I missing anybody else? I am not. Okay. Let's dive in. Let's get going, you guys. Let's talk about magnesium today. And I'm going to tell you why we're doing this. I'm glad she asked that question about if you purchase while I'm live. This is what's happening in our universe. Okay. So when I first started supplementation a little over 10 years ago, and I was a 2X in size, I didn't know what I was doing and I didn't have any understanding of what I was doing. One of the products of the Total Body Reset, the Total Body Reset has 6 pieces, It's a glucose product, but it has, this is where I want you to really kind of listen in for just a second so you can make the connection. It has 2 trace minerals that are super duper important, okay? 2 trace minerals. One is chromium picolinate and one is vanadium. One helps to bring down sugars and one helps to bring down insulin. Remember, those are 2 completely different things. So you have you're eating and you're bringing fuel into your body. Your pancreas is releasing insulin to go gobble up the food, to go gobble up the energy, like a Pac-Man, waka waka, right? Takes the energy and it tries to get it into your cell. Your cell has closed the door because it is resistant to insulin. Pancreas says, I haven't made enough. Let me release more. Now it has no place to go, and it is a fat storing hormone. So now it's going to take and it's going to lay all that fat down in your body. This is the way that I view it anyway. Of course, I'm not a doctor or a scientist. I just am a very visual person. So I visualize it laying down. And the reason why I do is because it always ends up in the same freaking place. Ladies, where does it end up? In our belly. It ends up on our belly because visceral fat, the fat, we just talked about this yesterday. This is a connection now to yesterday. We talked about visceral fat. The visceral fat is underneath your muffin top. Okay, so your muffin top, that's not scary fat. That's just annoying. That's just like, you got to buy a different brand of jeans because now you got to, whatever. Maybe you can't wear the low rider anymore and you got to wear the high rise or whatever it is according to your own trunk space, right? But your trunk is collecting fat that is inflammatory and it is emitting hormones. Okay, so that is the basis for why we're not just talking about sugars, but we also want to talk about insulin. Sugars, insulin, that's why those 2 trace minerals help to bring down both. Got it? I hope you're tracking with that, okay? Because I don't know if anybody else is ever going to explain this kind of stuff to you. So just take it for what it is and just understand that trace minerals play an enormous part of why we have metabolic dysfunction. And we can't quite get on top of it. We're just deficient. We just are. We have deficient food supply. We have deficient soil. We have, like, even when we went from iodized salt. Now, don't get me wrong. That was trash salt. I'm not saying that, but we go from iodized salt to like pink salt or whatever. That doesn't have iodine in it. We become deficient in iodine. Simple little things that we can tweak once we understand it. Low iodine and our thyroid issues, and these are simple things, right? So this is why I always tell you, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to turn back your insulin resistance. You just have to understand how to get your body to deliver you a different result by filling in those little nutritional gaps, by filling in those pieces of what's missing. Okay, so we're going to take, it's kind of like, let's see, what kind of a game would that be? Jenga, you're pulling out. What kind of a game would it be where you're putting something in, you're sliding something into place? Whatever that would be, we're trying to like insert these little things that are deficient. So the Glucose Health product is being reformulated and they're pulling it from the shelves in April. If you've been on my content, you know what I'm talking about, okay? The reason why I'm explaining that to you right now with those 2 trace minerals is because now I'm going to talk to you about the trace mineral of magnesium and why this also plays an important part. So I want to make that connection in your brain, okay? So that's going to be pulled. I have a backup. I'm taking it now. It's off of Amazon. I will tell you guys exactly what it is. It's my 3rd one trying it. I'm pretty sure this is the one. I'll probably just get it up on my I'll just get it up on my front page of my Amazon because I feel like I'm probably like whatever. But I just wanted to do some research for you guys. I wanted to bring you guys what I could feel like would replace those trace minerals. All right. But in the meantime, that's why if you're a brand new customer ordering the Total Body Reset while I'm live, I will send you a free bottle of the Glucose Health because then you'll get one in your bundle, but then you're going to get an extra one for a backup because I want my new people to just know that I have your back. Okay, there you go. So I have it in inventory. I did that. When it comes to magnesium and the trace mineral of magnesium, it is Another one that is extremely important for supporting insulin sensitivity. And some of you may not know that. So there's probably some of you in the camp of, I'm already taking your magnesium because you've talked about it, and I'm taking it at night. I'm taking a couple of them at night, and I'm getting better sleep. Somebody just said that like yesterday or Monday. This has helped my sleep so much. Perfect. I agree, because it's a very specific triple blend. Okay, that's great. Some of you are in the camp of, I don't take magnesium at all, and I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, really? I should be taking magnesium? And then some of you are in the camp of, well, I take magnesium, but I'm not really sure what form to take. So I kind of grab the citrate off the shelf because it's the cheapest one. And I mean, it just makes me poop. And I'm like, I understand, because I did not know anything about all of this when I started this journey. I've just done my own research, and I can help you now. Okay. So many of you know that like that glucose health is going out of stock. We're just going to talk about another trace mineral that we can maybe slide in here, even potentially, I don't know yet, but maybe potentially even as like, this is an excellent recommendation as a part of the total body reset. Instead of separating it out, maybe it's something that everybody just needs to be aware of. And let me explain why. So magnesium, it's not the same mineral as the chromium picolinate or the vanadium. It doesn't replace them. However, it's fascinating that they literally all work on the same metabolic system. So isn't that interesting that these little minerals running around that we're deficient in actually would be helping our metabolic system? Like, what? And again, do you think this is on the wall of your doctor's office? Do you think this is on the poster? I always talk about this. No. You know, ladies, if you would like replace your trace minerals, you could probably get your metabolic system up and running a little better. Nah, they're not going to tell you that. Nobody's going to tell you that. That doesn't lead to a script, right? That doesn't lead to anything for them. So insulin signaling and glucose metabolism. So remember, sugar and insulin signaling and glucose metabolism is what is helped by trace minerals such as magnesium. So when one tool disappears, like we're having one disappear now, strengthening the others becomes even more important. So we're just going to make sure that we are filling in with trace mineral conversation. We want to make sure we do that, okay? So this is what the chromium picolinate does. It helps to, and this will be in the alternative, improve insulin receptor sensitivity, increase glucose uptake into your cells. It reduces sugar cravings, and it improves blood sugar stability. So it basically helps your insulin do its job better, okay? Vanadium, it mimics some insulin signaling pathways. It improves glucose uptake into cells, and it reduces blood sugar spikes, okay? So we've got something with insulin, something with blood sugar, bada bing, bada boom, right? So chromium and vanadium are both supporting insulin efficiency, okay? This is where magnesium fits into the system. Magnesium is required for over 300 enzymatic reactions, and many of them directly affect insulin. So this is what magnesium is helping you to do. And I apologize because it's not like all forms of magnesium, right? Like, we don't have to go through the whole list, but I can just tell you that the ones that I'm talking about, they literally do what you want them to do. Activate your insulin receptors. That's exactly what we just talked about needing you to have happen. Improving your glucose transport into your cells. And they say GLUT4. That's science speak. I don't know what that is. Supports ATP energy production. Reduces inflammation that worsens insulin resistance, and helps to lower your cortisol, which raises blood sugar. Now, this is the specific triple blend that I'm talking about, okay? It has a bisglycinate, just so that you know, has a bisglycinate, it has a malate. These are the ones that are helping to activate insulin receptors, glucose transport into your cells, support ATP energy production, reduce inflammation that worsens insulin resistance, and lowers your cortisol, which raises your blood sugar. And I'm the cortisol person, right? I'm the one that was like, I didn't realize I was running higher cortisol, but wow, this magnesium and that ashwagandha together, that duo, like transformed my sleep. That might not happen to somebody who doesn't have high cortisol. I don't know. Everybody has to find their own sleep answer. That's why we did the sleep master class. It's free. It's in the group. So magnesium doesn't replace chromium or vanadium, but it helps the entire insulin signaling system function properly. This is why I'm like, I want to make sure that we understand trace minerals and what they do for you. This is why my friend's dad that I've talked to you guys about before, and maybe I tell the story more in the group when we deep dive into supplementation, but we have basically a very premium vitamin set. I take it anyway. It's 3 different pieces. It's a multivitamin, a multimineral, mineral, and a phytonutrient. Okay, track with me. His son starts with this line, and his dad said, yes, I will take that. Starts taking it twice a day like you're supposed to for 4 months. And after over 10 years, his sugars come into balance. And he's like, well, he wasn't doing it for that reason. He was just being like, okay, well, I should probably take a really good multivitamin, blah, 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 because I'm older, blah, 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 like the normal person would. And he didn't realize that he was filling in nutritional gaps, probably a lot of those trace minerals, because it's a multivitamin and a multimineral, and then a phytonutrient, which just means a bunch of plants, organic plants put into a pill. And all of a sudden, I mean, you guys listen, because this is the same thing when I talk to you about the testimonies that you hear over and over and over again. So his sugars come into check for the first time. And what happens when your sugars come into check? What happens when your insulin comes down? You can finally lose weight. Because if you have high insulin, you can't burn fat. If you have a sluggish liver, you can't burn fat. He goes on to lose over 50 pounds. He's just filling in some of those gaps. So that's why it's like, I know this is a little sciencey today, but I want you to understand that there's a reason why things do what they do. And if you have the knowledge and the understanding of why you're taking something, you will go the distance. You will commit to your journey longer. You will stop requiring your body to fix itself in 2 weeks. Super duper important. Because you're like, come on, body, perform for me, lose that weight, move that scale, blah, blah, blah. Don't you see I'm doing all my high cardio? Don't you see I'm intermittent fasting? Don't you see? And your body's like, yeah, but your insulin is still high. Your liver is still like super like thick bile. Like, I'm not sure what you want me to do here. You're painting the outside of the car expecting to get better gas mileage, and that's not how this works. And that's where I'm like, if I can somehow give information without boring you to freaking death, I shouldn't say it that way. I don't ever want to declare that over anybody. Without just boring you to tears, that's a better one. Although I don't want anybody to cry either, but okay, it's better than the alternative. Just like, welcome to my brain. Then you will take that information. I mean, Terry's note to me this morning, like, you guys, I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry, but you don't understand like what that is like to have somebody be like, I just took control of my health and you encouraged me along the way. And now I'm winning and I have a key. Yes. That's how this happens. You get to have a key. You get to have the code. Okay. So people with insulin resistance often lose magnesium through your urine. Research consistently shows lower magnesium levels correlate with higher insulin resistance. Magnesium supplementation can improve fasting glucose and insulin sensitivity in some populations. So when someone is insulin resistant, magnesium deficiency is very, very common. It's very common. So the triple blend that I talk about, blah, blah, blah. Magnesium bisglycinate, highly absorbable, calming to the nervous system, and supports your insulin signaling. This is what I take. I take 2 of them about an hour before bed every night. The malate is going to support your cellular energy. This is a cellular conversation. Hello, cellular conversation, hormonal conversation, and it will help you with fatigue. The magnesium hydroxide helps support your digestive environment and mineral balance. And then they kind of like threw in an olive oil extract that supports your heart and your vascular health. So that doesn't stink, right? but it supports multiple metabolic systems at once. Energy, insulin signaling, stress, heart health, it's all together. So I understand that that's not replacing. And so the replacement that I will have will be an Amazon product, like I said, but magnesium, I think is going to be something I'm going to really talk to women about in this trace mineral conversation when we're talking about the total body reset. So I hope that makes sense for you. All right, people are talking to me. You guys are amazing. Donna! Oh, she said no sound. I think there is sound. Somebody on Facebook, tell me if you have sound. That'd be so sad. Donna says she lost 3 pounds. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I know. I'll check for myself. I'll check for myself. Let's see here. Talk to women about. I can hear myself. So we should be good. That might be on your end, Donna. I'll check my other Facebook. I've got 2 Facebooks on here. So who has questions, if you have any at all? Yep, I can hear myself. We're good. We are good. You have sound, Angel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Lori, thank you. Nice to meet you, Lori. Patty has sound. Woohoo! Brenda, good to see you. Nice to meet you. You guys are awesome. You have sound, Marilyn. That's awesome. Okay, you guys are good. Thank you, thank you, thank you for telling me. You guys are very good at communicating with me, and I appreciate that. Okay. Magnesium, you want more information, Donna? I should have been maybe like, let me do this for you. Let me help you. Help me help you. Isn't that from Jerry Maguire? Does anybody know that movie? Jerry Maguire. Okay, so basically on my website, I'm going to just I'm going to talk to you about the total body reset here because I do want you to understand how to get your body, here we go, to produce a different result. But what that does is it shows you my website. And so I'm going to see if I have the magnesium just waiting for you. I may or may not. There we go. There's the magnesium. Here we go. I'm going to add the magnesium to my website and then I'm going to show it to you. So my website is my first and last name. And if you don't know my first and last name, it is Kirsten, Kirsten, Liebelt, Liebelt.com. So basically what that means is Kirsten is kind of like the American Girl doll. And Liebelt is like you lie down and then you put a belt around your waist. So KirstenLiebelt.com. There we go. I'm going to put it right by the orange pixie stick. All right. And once you get to my website, and if you're on Instagram, here's my website. And I'm going to show it to you because it's super simple. It's super streamlined. You'll have free resources. You'll also have a way to get into the Facebook group. So it's just very helpful, right? And this is, I'm going to double check and make sure it looks like it's supposed to look because I just added that on there. Got to make sure things work. Technology. And basically the total body reset, this is a way for you to actually change the way your body's functioning. I really feel like a lot of systems out there. Yep, it's there. Oh, that has the ashwagandha with it too. Okay, well, for right now, we're just going to leave it there. We're just going to be okay with that for right this minute. But here's my website. Okay, when you get on there, it's KirstenLiebelt.com. Right here is the total body reset. That's what I'm going to explain to you right now. So if you want to hang out for that, you can. And then down here is yesterday we talked about the visceral fat burner, the orange pixie stick for some people who want to do just that by itself because you want to get ready for summer and you want to like you need waist and hip help, you do 1 box per month. And it's an orange pixie stick you put on your tongue. It is a part of the total body reset. And then this is the magnesium and ashwagandha, just so that you can look at things and you can know what I'm talking about, okay? But this is kind of where I started because I didn't understand so much. Like I understood nothing. I was very clueless about a lot of things. And so I feel like it's somewhat comical that I teach on this because I was the least likely person. Like I said, 2x in size, Italian, total foodie, addicted to sugar. Food was everything. That was my life. That's how I was raised. And so for me to be like, that was me, 2x. For me to be, hey, just to let you know, I lost 3 sizes and I kept it off and I know how. I mean, it's kind of a joke. That's crazy. I think my dad would have been like, how did you do that? I think he would have been confused, right? Because he wasn't taught any of this, just like you and I weren't taught any of this. And so when I started to supplement, I think that was a very, for me, that was a step of, it was my path of least resistance. And so my mom would not leave me alone about my sugars. Maybe you haven't heard that part of my story, but as I was growing in size and I was becoming this size, my mother was really on me. Kirsten, what are you doing? Do you even go to the doctor? Do you even know where your sugars are at? Like, what's wrong with you? Your dad is dead. Like, what are you thinking? Why are you not paying attention to diabetes? Don't you know it's genetic and blah, blah, blah. And she was so annoying and such a blessing all at the same time because she had me very scared. I was constantly like, am I drinking because I'm thirsty and I have dry mouth like my dad did? Am I peeing all the time because like that's a sign of type 2? Are the sores on my legs healing? All the things that my dad went through, and she had me scared enough. And it wasn't until I had to go to the doctor. I had shoulder surgery. I had a rotator cuff tear from a car accident, and I'm 50 years old, etc. And I get my labs show prediabetes, and I'm like, I gotta do something, but I don't know what I'm gonna do, and blah blah blah. Okay, and this is where I started. I mean, talk about path of least resistance. Well, I'm not going to trade out my food, so I might as well supplement. So I started with these 3, right? So this is insulin, sugars, liver, and metabolism. This is the one that is getting reformulated. So I'm going to give you a replacement off of Amazon that I've been testing, okay? So this one will go away. However, if you are a brand new customer, make sure you register. Number 1, don't check out as a guest. I just don't. You will forfeit. You'll forfeit cash back. You'll forfeit free shipping, whatever. But when you purchase while I'm on live, the Total Body Reset, as a new customer, I'm going to send you, you're going to get 1 bottle, unless you're on the West Coast because they're already out. You're going to get a bottle, and then I'm going to send you a bottle. So you're either going to get a backup or you're going to get one that you weren't able to get. I hope that makes sense. But this is where I started. I started to support my system that I didn't understand needed to be supported. My liver, my insulin, and those were the 2 things that were blocking me from fat loss, okay? So then now you guys know the Total Body Reset then has the gastrointestinal primer. Many of you do not have a gallbladder and you are not digesting very well. Many of you do not have a handle maybe on anxiousness or sadness. Maybe you have constipation or diarrhea or acid reflux or, oh my gosh, like so many things. And you don't even understand that insulin resistance causes leaky gut. And so remember back to that conversation of like those trace minerals, like you're taking them in maybe, and then they're not absorbing because your gut is leaky. Well, that's what this is. So this is kind of a done for you product where you could source, I mean, there's about a bazillion ingredients. It's all off of organic farms. It's a lot, 6 different complete blends. and it's your digestive enzymes, your prebiotics, your postbiotics. The greens are already fermented for you. There are alkaline spices, and then there are concentrated fruits and vegetables from organic farms. Okay. So 1 scoop every single morning, and this is priming your gut every single day. It's like priming your walls for paint, okay? I put it in a little bit of cold water, like this, ice water. Mine's berry water because I put my aminos in it. Some of you use the same aminos I do. And I just take it like a wellness shot. Super not grainy. It's not, it mixes like nothing. I could mix it with a spoon in a hotel room. Ask me how I know, in one of their little glasses from, that they have by the coffee pot, and I can mix it. It dissolves very easily. Tastes kind of like green tea. If you are a matcha person, this is a flavor that you will like. You're probably the people that come to me and go, I love that gut primer. And then people like me who are like, I wish it tasted like cookie dough blizzard. Some of you add cinnamon to it, lemon, etc. But I will tell you, I don't know if you've ever looked into having something this comprehensive before. So when you're talking about bringing down that inflammation in your gut, supporting your liver on a completely different level, you will notice that you have liver in these 3 supplements that I showed you. This is liver, and then there's one other product in the Total Body Reset that is liver. 50% of it is for your liver, because your liver is what is like running the show. Can't burn fat? Oh, it's your fat metabolizing organ. I should probably do something about that. That was me. And then the last 2 pieces are the probiotic and the orange pixie stick. This is 5 live strains. I just put them on my tongue like this. Tastes like the bottom of a cereal bag. I always say that. And then this is the orange pixie stick that I talked to you about in depth yesterday. So if you want more information on visceral fat and understanding that piece of your puzzle, that's this. Okay. So I always tell people, when you start the Total Body Reset, measure yourself. Measure yourself, because, oopsie. And the 3 places that you should measure are right under your boob, right here, right at your waist, and right at your hips, because this is where you're going to lose the weight, right here. It's your trunk across the front. That's where you're going to begin to burn fat, not just lose weight. Weight could be muscle, it could be impacted waist, it could be inflammation, it could be water. Get my drift? You're wanting to unlock fat burning. So bring down your insulin. Fat burning can turn on. Get your liver going again. Fat burning can get turned back on. Those are the 2 biological, physiological components to being able to burn fat. You get inside of your system and you begin to support it, and you get different results. It is no different than taking your car to a mechanic. And all of a sudden, because they changed the filter and they topped off all of your fluids and they tightened a nut and they tightened a bolt and they flushed this and they did that, yada, 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 you're getting better gas mileage. Your oil doesn't look so bad when you take it back again. All of the things start to work again. Your engine, like, all of a sudden purrs a little bit. This is what we're doing for your system. I hope that makes sense. Susan, good to see you. Good to see you all. Lucinda, thank you for that. Okay, so who has questions, if you have any? And for somebody like Angel, who said, are you still giving away the free product when you are live and you ordered the Total Body Reset? Yes. When you are a registered customer and you purchase $150 or more 3 months in a row, on your 3rd month, they will take $75 off. And you get to do that over and over and over again. I have many customers who have done that for the full last year, because it launched in March of last year. And that's saving them $300 a year. That's just nothing to sneeze at. $300 a year, because they've just added their wellness routine into their life. I'm sure that they I'm sure that they change in and out of what they're, whatever their body is needing in the moment. Like I know for myself, I add in certain things in the winter time because I live in Minnesota. I think I need a little bit of vitamin D, vitamin D, vitamin C. I have a zinc and holy basil. I have things that, because I don't, nobody's got time to be sick. So I pay attention. So I do things in and out of seasons, etc. So it doesn't matter what you're purchasing. It doesn't matter if you have an auto ship, although I reward auto ships. I already pulled 2 names for this last month. I take all my auto ships and I put them in I was going to say like in a basket, but that's not true. I use a number randomizer, and I take all my auto ships and I push the button and it spins the wheel and it gives me the number, and then the person gets a free full-size product. And I've done that for 2 years, you guys. So this month I'm sending out 2 full-size vitamin C's. And I talked to you about that yesterday. The vitamin C is time released and it's super high potency because it is from acerola cherries. So it's not a cheap form of vitamin C. Anyway, so I'm going to send those up, but you don't have to have an auto ship. You don't have to track it. You don't have to have a discount code. You don't have to put in, Kirsten Scooby-Doo. You don't have to do anything. They will track it for you. You just do 150 or more. And if you are concerned that you are going to forget, I have this conversation with a lot of you. If you are concerned that you're going to forget, put it on an auto ship for your own peace of mind. Do it because you are like, oh man, I would not be happy if I woke up and it was the first of a month and I forgot to order the month before, and that was my $75 off month. If you're going to be mad at yourself because maybe that's just like something that you would typically forget, I work really hard. I really do. I try really hard to remind you guys. I send out texts. I try so hard because I don't want people to miss out, because I wouldn't want to miss out. You can't, submit anything to your HSA. You can't code anything to insurance. Nobody's going to help you with your wellness routine. Like, that's not happening. You can only get something for cheapola if it's a script. sometimes not. But I'm just saying, like, they have their thought process now, don't they? But this is the first time I've ever seen this, where somebody is able to actually, you can get rewarded for your own wellness journey, and you can rinse and repeat it every 3 months. And then this last, now New Year's, they gave some bonuses. So anyway, blah, blah, blah. Maybe they'll do it again next year. I don't know. So anyway, but that's kind of what that is. So if you are wanting information on the total body reset, you can put TBR in the comments, and I will come and I will get you that information. If you want to do it right now while I'm live and you come back, let me know that you ordered it. Let everybody else know that you did, and so that I can make sure that I set aside a bottle for you. I have a few sitting right here off to my right. I have one that's ready to go out today. I have a few more coming in the mail. And like I said, the stock will just go away. It's already gone on the West Coast, doggone it. Unless they restocked it and I don't know about it. I rely on you guys for that stuff. Hold on though. I'm just going to see if anybody's talking to me here. Hold on. Nope, we are good. We are good. So, all right, you're trying to find the correct page and I am not seeing the page you showed. Okay, Angel. You know what I'll do here, Angel? I'm going to put my website in the comments, Angel, and you can click on it. And that should show up on both Facebook. So no matter which one you're on, let me put that on there for you, Angel. And then when you see all of the products, when you see the button, okay, there we go. Tell me if that works for you, if you see that link and if that works for you. You're welcome. When you see the total body reset and you click on it and then you click on the button with the cart, go to the top of the page where there is a person icon. It's a head and shoulders. go to that page or go to that icon, click on it, and the drop down will say register. Then you can register with your name for your customer account. Because again, I don't want anybody missing out on free shipping, etc. Let me know if that's clickable, Angel. I'd like to know. And I'm just double checking my own spelling. Don't mind me. KirstenLiebelt.com. Okay, perfect. Let me know. So now today in the group, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. Monday we did, and the replays are always up in the featured section. Monday, we talked about insulin resistance and my background. Like why do I even talk to you guys about this? Why is this so important to me? Why did this impact my life so much? And what is insulin resistance? Like what the heck? Why, like this terminology never used to seem to exist, and now we talk about it all the time. It's the one thing that I'm excited about that came out of like the shots. Because now we're talking about it and everybody kind of has a little bit of they've been introduced. Yesterday, we did ingredient trade outs. And when we did that, what I'm doing with ingredient trade outs, you guys, because I'm teaching you how to get the most bang for your effort. Like I want you to get the most bang for your effort. So I teach grain-free, sugar-free, and legume-free while still being a total foodie. And I know that you might think I'm crazy, but I'm not. I didn't know that I could do any of what I teach, like, because I'm a super simplistic person. Having said that, when I have a thought process about how to trade out a pantry, I've streamlined it down super basic, like pantry 101, make this easy. And then what I do is today at 1 p.m. Central in an hour and 10 minutes, I will show you, I'll take my pantry stuff and set them out for you. And then I'll show you my refrigerator and the different products that I go and I buy at Costco or Walmart or Aldi's or whatever, because I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm not doing anything that is over the top challenging when it comes to purchasing products. I actually don't use massive amounts of recipes. I'm way more just like keep my life streamlined, whole food. Like today, this is a good example. The other day I told you that I bought like organic little chicken tenders that were raw, and I used pork panko and I pressed them and I put them in my air fryer. Well, I then at the same time had purchased organic like little chicken thighs, skinless chicken thighs. And so I put them in the pork panko and they're ready to go into my air fryer. That's how streamlined I am. I'm super boring, but I feel like that's a success principle that any one of you can connect with, because you also don't have time. You also feel like maybe I did, which was like, man, if I got to figure out recipes all the time, I'm probably not going to do that. And then you don't. And then you feel like you are overwhelmed. And I don't want you to feel that way. I want you to feel like you at least have a chance. Does that make sense? I want you to feel like you at least have a chance, like you can have hope where maybe you didn't have hope before. So today, basically what we did was we talked a lot about trace minerals with your supplementation, how simple changes like that in your nutritional gaps can change the way your body is functioning, can change the way that your motherboard is firing. Does that make sense? I mean, honestly, I'll tell you, when you start to realize that there are simple conversations around this, you're like, why did I think this was going to be like the hardest thing I ever did? Why did I think? Well, I think that there is strategy in that. Strategy for you to think that you need some $1,200 a month program, that you need to be, dependent upon processed foods that are created for you already, that you need memberships to all sorts of things, that you need a prescription. And again, always, got to work with your own doctor on stuff. But I feel like there's a purpose in it, and I want to strip it. I just want to strip off that information and go, no, This is not this is not a terminal diagnosis. I was talking to a business partner last night, and he was just asking me about the total body reset. And I was explaining it, and I said, you know, my job in my head, this is my self-appointed job. My job in my head is to insert myself between you and the marketing of everything else out there. Whether it's coming from the doctor's office, and I'm not meaning in between you and your doctor in conversation on your labs. I'm just talking about the marketing, the commercials. Okay, so even forget about the doctor's office. Let's just talk about the commercials that they're going to ban. I think they're going to ban them. Let's just pray that they ban them. We're only like one of 2 countries that have not banned pharmaceutical ads. I want to get between you and the marketing and say, whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, this is not a terminal diagnosis. This was never meant to be terminal. It just was with my dad. You know, he took the route of medication, and during his 50s, he started just like filling up an entire Lazy Susan full of meds. But this was like 30 years ago. And now we're kind of like more obese and sicker and more diagnosed than ever before. So obviously what they've been teaching us hasn't been like the most beneficial thing ever on the face of the planet. So let's do some alternative thought process. And this is so sad that this is considered alternative. Paying attention to people like Dr. Philip Ovadia, who's a heart surgeon and has done over 3,000 heart surgeries. People like Dr. Ken Berry, who's a GP. People like Maria Emmerich, who she's been a keto educator for well over 30 years. She herself had been diagnosed in her teens with PCOS, IBS, something else I can't remember. And they told her she would just be on meds for the rest of her life. And she's a nutritionist, I think, by certification. And by researching these people, realizing, oh man, this is like in our control. Doesn't that make you feel good? I would like to know if anybody feels like they have more hope now than they did when they first got diagnosed, or when they first realized, oh, I bet my belly is insulin resistant. Oh, dang. Yeah, my A1C is showing a little higher. Nah. And remember, long before your sugars show up high, your insulin has been high for 10 to 15 years. And they just didn't tell you because they didn't pull a fasting insulin test, probably. Most likely. Maybe that's changing now. We can hope that that's changing, can't we? Maybe they're going to do that more often now. I don't know. All right. I am going to see you guys tomorrow. No, I mean, yes. I'll see you tomorrow at 11 here. For those of you that are in the group, for those of you that are tracking with the 5-day challenge, I'm going to see you in there in 1 hour and 5 minutes. Okay, so set your alarm because you won't get a Facebook notification most likely because that's just the way that is. And we're going to do a pantry and refrigerator tour. So be ready. It's only about maybe 25 minutes long is all we take. So it's a short, brief little live, and I think it's going to help you. And if you have any questions on the total body reset, you can just put TBR in the comments below, and I will get you information. Somebody asked for magnesium, I'll get you the information. So, all right. Have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you guys soon. See you later.